Hey guys, it's DT. Welcome back to another big statue unboxing here on the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at this giant custom thing that's sitting on my table. Yes, this is the Thing Ben Grimm, one of the most recognizable members of the Fantastic Four. This one was produced by NMK Studios. Now sometimes with custom statues, there's a little bit of secrecy about its creation, about its creators, but in this case the commissioner said it was okay to mention it, so there you go. If you guys want more information about the group, you can send me a private message on Facebook, and I might leave some information in the description down below. But this is my first time looking at a statue from this group in person, and I'm really excited. The pictures of this thing look great. Probably one of the best things I've ever seen. So this statue came in two big boxes. Only one of them had an art box. You're looking at it right here, which is okay by me. I don't really collect art boxes, but they're always nice to have. Here we have this nice blue box with the statue here on the front. And the cool thing about this thing is that there are 5 different heads, and on each side of the box we see a different one. Another cool thing is that there are 2 different color variants of this piece. The blue one that we see here, I believe they made about 40 copies of that, and the red one, which I believe they made only 15. So I'm actually going to be unboxing the red one today, which is really cool, making this probably the rarest statue in my collection. And then on the top of this box, we have the name. So without further ado, let's open this thing up. I'm not sure what's in what box. Thought we'd start off with this one. Comes in this nice black foam with the black straps. Let's lift this off, see what we get. Whoa. All right, so it looks like we have a bunch of portraits here and something very large in the middle. I'm guessing the base. This one has some extra padding because it has a cigar. And here's a look at that first portrait. Very pronounced rocky brow. See his eyes under there as well. Very good sized portrait with some weight to it. Here we've got one with his teeth clenched. He's kind of got the smaller brow, more beady eyes, really nice teeth, and he's got a very nice rocky bone structure. This one's got the mushroom-like dome head. Again, very chiseled cheekbones, big lower jaw there. Of course, he's got the blue eyes. He's kind of got an innocent look on his face. And then here's another big browed one. This one, he's kind of got a frown on his face. We can't see any teeth. He's kind of looking up. Still great texture on those rocks. But yeah, we'll try all these portraits out in a bit. I'll tell you which one I like, and you can tell me which one you would use. Let's go ahead and check out this base. Very well padded. Wow. Now this thing is a lot bigger than I thought. I mean, you've heard that before, but this thing is massive. So we can already see there's some like broken up wood here. I'm not even sure how I'm gonna get this thing out of here. All right, let's see if I can lift this out without breaking anything. Oh man, this is a 2-person job. All right. Whew. It's kind of got this doomed throne base that's been destroyed. Here's a quick look at the top. Here we've got the Dr. Doom mask. We've got some bronze lion statues, some broken up wood, more debris from the throne, green cushion. Let's see if we can turn this thing over. Oh. All right, so here's a look at the bottom. We've got a picture of the Thing. This is the Thing red version, the ES 10 out of 10. So here we have the other box. This one is the one with the art box on it. Same black foam and straps. Okay, and let's see what we have in this box. Okay, and it looks like we have some different arm switch outs because the Thing does not have 4 arms. So here we have a big left hand. He's got 4 fingers here, kind of an open palm, very nicely painted. We've got multiple shades of orange, the darker shading in those crevices. Here we've got a right arm, his right hand in a fist. Same great rocky texture. This one, he has his arm bent, his bicep flexed. Over here we have a matching left arm with the same bent angle. And then over here we've got another bent right arm. But this one is not quite as bent, but very cool looking arms. We'll have to try them all out, see what looks best. And then we got this piece here in the middle, sort of looks like a horn. It's got some battle damage. Then let's remove this layer, see what we have underneath. Looks like we have the rest of the thing here. I see yet another portrait. So we definitely have some options with this piece. And here's what we get in that bottom layer. Let's take a look at this last portrait. And this one, just like the one with the cigar, he's got the big brow, we've got the teeth. This time he doesn't have a cigar in his mouth. Very recognizable thing portrait. Then another cool thing we get with this piece, I love when companies do this, is they create a portrait stand. And on the bottom here, it says it's clobbering time. Go ahead and try this one out, see how it fits and looks. Bam. We get another one of these little curved horns, and then we have the thing. And as you can see, he's got the red shorts on. So this guy is very heavy. It's like the size of a small child. You can see all that great texture and detail in his rocky skin. Again, terrific paint job. We've got multiple textures going on in his shorts. Very nice shade of red, darker black shadows in there. 4 toes to match the 4 fingers on his hands. And the texture within the stone is also very nice. Looks like actual rock. Let's go ahead and bring this over to the table. Let's get them assembled. So we've got this monstrous base here, barely fits on my 24-inch turntable. Let's go ahead and stick the thing on here. He's just got this giant key and peg on his right foot. Gotta make sure he doesn't scratch up against this wood here. And there we go. He's in there really solid. He doesn't move at all. We also have a couple of horns. Looks like that's gonna go on this little sculpture. That one goes down there. This one goes here to match. Let's go ahead and give this guy some arms. This one just goes in like that. Here's the reaching forward arm. Nice fit on those. And finally, we have the portrait. This is the Jim Lee portrait with the cigar. And look at that. We'll try these other arms in a bit, but for right now, here's a look at the thing. So the thing made its first appearance in the Fantastic Four #1 back in 1961. And if you guys are watching my most valuable comic book countdown videos, you're getting a sneak peek at one of the top 5 right here. So Ben Grimm as the Thing is a super powerful character. He's got super strength, being able to lift over 85 tons. He can hold his breath underwater for 9 minutes. His body's able to withstand extreme temperatures, and he's able to take a bazooka blast to the head. He's also very skilled at hand-to-hand combat, and he can pilot a spacecraft. Let's start off with this huge base. This is one of the most monstrous bases I've seen on a quarter scale statue. Almost 24 inches wide, 24 inches deep. So you're gonna need some serious real estate if you want to display this guy. So he's standing on these stone blocks, presumably the floor of Dr. Doom's lair. And under that, we have the ground beneath it. It could be dirt, it could be some more stone. It even looks a little bit wood-like in some areas. But we've got some nice browns, grays, and blacks in there that give it some nice variation. The stone itself is very nicely painted and textured. We can see all the little veins in there, the grooves in the rock. I love all the metallic details, the little scroll work on here. It looks like it was something very elegant before it was destroyed, and destroyed it was. This thing is torn to bits. We've got some fallen lion heads down here in front, some rams in the back. A very nice contrast to the earthiness of the rock and stone. You see the big D here on the broken up throne, nice green cushions. They even have the inner portions of the cushion that have been ripped out The wood textures look very nice on this as well. We have all the little splinters coming out, very nicely painted on both the exterior and interior of the wood. Very realistic looking. We've got the Dr. Doom mask right here in the front. We've got a nice shiny finish on that. But fantastic, monstrous base overall. Definitely has the wow factor when it comes to bases. Very, very impressive. But I think it looks awesome. It really gives him an elevated position. So if you had the other Fantastic Four, you could easily go in front of him and he'd still have this big presence. Okay, so now let's move on to the Thing himself. So the first thing you notice when you see the Thing is his orange rock-like skin. Of course, it is flexible because he's able to bend and move, which kind of go against the laws of physics or geology, but literally his muscles are rock solid. But we can definitely see his musculature, and the rock texture on his body is fantastic. So just like in the comic books, so we see some larger rocks filling in the larger portions of his body, and we see these smaller rocks around the joints of his body, like his arms, his abs, his ankles, and then we have these nice line patterns around his fingers and toes. Making it even more realistic, we have these different shades of orange on the outer portions of the rock. Then we have these darker grays and browns in the crevices to bring out that nice texture. So very well done on the paint on his skin. I think probably one of the hardest things to do on a Thing statue. Even though he is made out of stone, we can still make out all his muscles, and they've got a very nice shape to them. So on this one, he's got the red shorts on. The shorts have different textures. There is this more lined, elastic type stretchy texture here on the front, and then kind of this mesh texture on the sides. We've got some folds where they should be, and some darker shading in there as well. In case you were wondering, yes, usually the Fantastic Four is seen in blue outfits. However, more recently, they appeared in red. Personally, I think I prefer the blue and orange contrast a little bit better. I've just associated the Fantastic Four with blue all these years, but the red definitely looks cool as well. The only thing is that the red on his pants with the green on the Dr. Doom throne kind of give me a Christmassy feel. Anytime I see green and red together, I get in the holiday spirit. But maybe that'll give me an excuse to bring this guy and display him upstairs during the holidays. So as far as poses go, he's got this semi-dynamic pose. He's got one leg up on the throne, the other leg pushing off of the ground. He's reaching forward with his left hand while his right hand is getting ready for a punch. I think this is the most dynamic of the options. So let's go ahead and switch out this reaching forward arm right now. We can replace it with this one, which his arm is kind of just in this down position. So not quite as dynamic with this one. He's a little bit more relaxed with that left arm, while his right arm is still up, ready to punch. Still very menacing pose. Let's go ahead and switch out the other arm. And for some reason, this other arm is really heavy. I don't know if there's extra material in here or what, but it seems a bit heavier than all the other arms. But I think this left hand definitely works better with that right arm. So it's kind of more of a relaxed pose. He's not throwing any punches, he's just kind of dominating the scene here. Okay, we can switch this one back out. And now he's kind of reaching forward with his right arm back, just kind of walking through the scene. But I think my favorite is the one where he's actually about to throw a punch. And there you go. So now's a good time to talk about the seams, or lack of seams in this case. They did a very nice job at hiding the seams where the arms meet the torso. They cut it right in the grooves of the rock, which make a fantastic hiding space because it already looks like a crack. You can see all the little cut lines both in the arm and in the socket, and everything just fits together perfectly like a puzzle. Now let's go ahead and talk about the portraits. This is the Jim Lee portrait with the cigar. Then we have the Jim Lee portrait without the cigar, still clenching his teeth. I think this one looks just as awesome. And for me, 9 times out of 10, if there's a Jim Lee option, that's probably the one I'm going to pick. However, there are some other really cool options here as well. We have the classic Jack Kirby portrait. This one is a little bit more solemn. He's kind of frowning. Then we have this Gabriel Del Otto portrait. I think it's a little bit less cartoony, a little bit more humanoid. He's got the high cheekbones, He does have the protruding brow, but it's not as pronounced as some of the other portraits, which kind of give him that caveman look. Definitely a more streamlined, modern take. But his teeth on all these portraits have this really nice glossy shine. And finally, we have this portrait based on the artwork of Leonard Kirk. He's got sort of this dome head where he doesn't really have the eyebrows that we see in the other ones. This one, he's kind of looking upwards. I think it's kind of cool that they not only changed the look of his face, but the positioning as well. Gives a nice option to have depending on how you display this guy. Looks very strong, almost like he has a helmet on. And as far as seams go on the portraits, it's kind of the same thing as the arms. The rock in his neck kind of just blend in right with the rock on his face. And finally, I have to talk about the headstands. I love when companies produce these anytime there's multiple portraits. It just gives a nice place to put them so you don't have to just throw them in the box or throw them in the drawer. You can actually put them on a stand and display them. And these are really cool. They are all the same. It makes a very cool desk display. You can display this guy in your museum at home, and then you can put these guys on your desk. Just fantastic. I wish every company did this, even if they just included one stand just to give a display option for some of those extra portraits. It would be amazing. I'll be using this guy right here with the cigar. I will be switching these out from time to time just to give this guy a fresh look. So I'm sure that everybody that purchased this thing is very happy. It came out fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the other stuff from NMK. They've got a fantastic Wolverine versus Sabretooth that was just released. I've seen some awesome X-Men as well. So I'm really looking forward to adding some more of these pieces to my collection. So as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.